The report talked about the programming of the human brain. It turns out the way you think and act is programmed deep inside your mind. That programming occurs when you're a child, and for the rest of your life, it decides whether you'll attract success or failure. Now, if you had a positive childhood, your brain gets programmed to attract success. If you had a difficult childhood, your brain gets programmed to attract failure. Well, believe it or not, scientists can now analyze someone's brain and predict whether that person will be successful in life. The report went on to talk about how the brain is like clay. It can be molded and sculpted. It had research from Stanford University where they tested the brains of meditating monks and discovered that the monks were able to physically change their brains. They grew their left prefrontal cortexes where the brain feels happiness. They could change their brains because they knew how to enter something called the theta state. Keep watching, and I'll show you the 3-minute trick I discovered to automatically enter this same state. So I started thinking, the monks used the theta state to change their brains to be more happy. I wondered, how else could you change your brain? Could you change your brain to be more outgoing or to work better with people? How about to stop attracting failure and start attracting success? I decided to find out. I just needed to figure out two things. One, what was the theta state? And two, how do you enter the theta state and reprogram your mind to attract success? Well, luckily, I live near a university. I talked to a neuroscience professor named Dr. Lin. Here's what he taught me. You enter the theta state when your brainwave frequency is between 4 and 7 hertz. That's the frequency of dreams, deep meditation, and hypnosis. When you're deep in the theta state, your brain is ready to be sculpted. That's why hypnotists put you deep into the theta state. It's when your mind is most accepting of change. And it's why the Tibetan monks meditate in the theta state. They can easily change their brains to experience more happiness. And if they could change their brains, well, I knew I could change mine. My next step was to figure out how to enter the theta state and how to reprogram my mind to attract success. Well, luckily, I was living in East Asia, where I could talk to meditation experts from all philosophies. I learned from Taoist, Shinto, and Confucian teachers. I also found mentors in newer philosophies like Kyandoism and Falun Gong. They all said something different. Each philosophy had a few people who could enter the theta state, but not consistently. Their teachings weren't the secret. It was something that individuals discovered. But what was it? That's where my experience in the business world helped out. I wasn't interested in what sounded nice or felt right. I was interested in what worked. Because of work, I only had 1 day a week to do my research. I found ways to prepare to enter the theta state, but I couldn't find how to actually do it. I kept hitting dead ends, and, well, I almost gave up. Then I found the quietest, humblest, richest man that I've ever met, a meditation expert named Art Mantri. He lived with his family in a huge estate outside of Bangkok, Thailand. Years before, he'd been a monk, but he decided he wanted a family. He took what he learned about using meditation to manifest happiness and started using meditation to manifest success. I asked him to teach me to meditate. He normally doesn't meet with people, but I told him how my life was falling apart, and Art decided to help. He taught me his meditation techniques, and for the first time, I entered the theta state. It was the most calm and most content I've ever felt. For the rest of the day, I felt inspired. I saw ways to fix my financial troubles, ways I just hadn't seen before. People around me were happier to see me and quicker to trust me and share their ideas with me. They could already tell that something was different about me. The universe was starting to notice me as someone who deserved success. I told Art about this and that it was thanks to the theta state. He didn't know the term. I tried to explain the Stanford study and how this type of deep meditation resculpted your brain. It works, he told me. It makes me happy. It doesn't matter why. Well, I liked knowing how it worked, but I wasn't going to argue with the guy who was saving my life. Art's lesson was the final piece of the puzzle. It took over a year, but I discovered 4 steps to enter the theta state and reprogram your mind to attract success. Now, let me tell you, entering the theta state is incredible. I've meditated before, but this was a new level. I was more connected with the universe and deeper in my own mind than ever before. When it happens, you feel the rest of the world slip away, and suddenly your mind becomes like clay. You can start sculpting it however you want. Hmm, I'm guessing that you'd like to know how it works, right? Well, pay close attention because I'm serious when I say that these steps will change your life. Oh, and make sure to keep watching after these steps because I still want to share my lazy man's trick to pack these 4 steps into 3 minutes. Okay, you ready? Step one is the clean slate mind. To get started, you've got to put stress and worry out of your mind. Now, obviously, that's not easy to do, so you'll need a pen, a piece of paper, and an empty drawer. The first time I tried this technique, I couldn't believe how well it worked. You start by writing down everything that you've been stressed about, and then you make one simple move that tricks your mind into forgetting all about your worries. If you don't do it exactly right, well, it won't work. I'll tell you how to make that move in a moment, but first, let me tell you about step two, priming the positivity pump. Now, if you want to attract your ideal life, you have to send a positive signal to the universe. You do that by filling your mind with positive thoughts. But I'm sure you already know you can't just think happy thoughts. That's why step two is so important. I discovered a simple trick to prime the positivity pump and start programming your brain to automatically send a positive signal to the universe. I'll show you exactly how to do that. But first, here's step three, daytime dreaming visualization techniques. You've heard about visualization, but did you know that 96% of meditation experts make one simple visualization mistake? That mistake stops them from ever entering the theta state. Here's what happens. They use outdated visualization techniques that don't work. But I learned these daytime dreaming techniques in a small monastery in East Asia. They help your visualization become so powerful that it's like a beacon to the universe, forcing it to send your desires. These techniques help me to avoid that one simple visualization mistake and get me ready for the final step. Step 4, elevator to the theta state. Now that you've prepped your mind, you're ready. This is the meditation technique that I learned from Art Mantri. It eases you deeper and deeper into your mind until you enter the theta state. Then it sculpts your mind to start manifesting your desires and attracting success. Now, I started using these 4 steps right away. Every evening, I'd get home from work, prepare my mind, and then meditate to enter the theta state. The first week, my life changed. One morning at work, my boss was panicking. There was an emergency, and they were about to lose their biggest client. I sat in my cubicle and listened, and then suddenly, I saw the solution. It was simple, but no one had thought of it. I spoke up. I said, "What if we tried it this way?" My boss gave me a blank stare as he thought about what I said. "That's brilliant," he said. They pulled me into their meeting to talk specifics. Well, long story short, we fixed the emergency, we kept the big client, and we made the company a lot of money. Right away, they gave me a huge promotion and a huge raise. I'd never seen so many zeros in my bank account. Suddenly, I wasn't stressed about paying rent. I paid off the credit card, I got caught up on the bills, and for the first time in years, I had money to spend. My family wasn't stressed anymore. And without the money worries, my wife and I stopped fighting. We were best friends again. Even my daughter was happier, especially when we moved out of our tiny apartment and she got her own bedroom. After so many years of feeling hopeless, I thought things were finally going my way. But then I almost lost everything that really matters. I came home one evening to find my wife crying at the kitchen table. Her face was red and her eyes were puffy. "I'm tired," she said. "You're not the same. All you do is work and meditate." Well, I tried to argue, but she was right. I worked full-time hours, and then I came home and spent 3 or 4 hours prepping my mind and meditating in the theta state. "What's the point of having money," she asked, "if you're never around?" She was right. But I was stuck. If I stopped meditating, I'd stop attracting success. But if I kept spending 4 hours every day to enter the theta state, I'd be neglecting my family and my own happiness. I needed to find a way to enter the theta state that didn't take several hours. I asked Dr. Lin and Art Mantri, but they didn't know. I finally found the answer when a coworker was telling me about his insomnia. I bought this CD, he said. The sound waves of the music match the brain waves when you sleep. Your brain matches it and you fall right into deep sleep. Right away, I thought about the theta state. If the right sound waves could make you sleep more deeply, could different sound waves pull your mind into the theta state? I brought my question to Dr. Lin. Could this work? I asked. Could sound waves at 4 to 7 hertz help me reach the theta state faster? Hypothetically, yes, he said, but it's never been done. That wouldn't stop me. I went to an audio engineer. I need music at this frequency, I said. He gave me some funny looks, but he put together a 30-minute audio. Once I had the audio, I added empowering statements. If this worked, and I thought it would, then the music would make my brain like clay, and the positive messages would sculpt it to attract more success. Then I created 3-minute videos to watch before the audios to really get my mind prepped. Now, when all was said and done, I had a quick system to enter the theta state. I started calling my system thought elevators. By this time, I knew what it felt like to enter the theta state, and I could feel my mind effortlessly slipping into it in just 33 minutes. It worked great, and I was saving myself over 3 hours every day. But I had one more breakthrough before I was done. One night, I had an important meeting with a client. I was at the office late and couldn't make it home, but I still wanted to use my thought elevator system. So while I was scarfing down my dinner, I watched the 3-minute video and then turned on the audio. Now, I didn't have time to close my eyes and meditate. I just had the audio play in the background while I got ready for the meeting. But let me tell you, that meeting went fantastic. You see, after hearing my presentation, the client didn't want to hire my boss. They wanted to hire me. I started my own business consulting firm, and they were my first client. It went so well that I started wondering, did I really need to meditate, or could I just turn the audios on in the background? Could just my subconscious mind enter the theta state and resculpt my brain all while I was focused on something else? So I tried an experiment. I never meditated. I just watched the 3-minute video to prep my mind and then turned on the audio in the background. I've never had so much success in a single month. My new firm found client after client. I hired a manager and suddenly I was making more money and working less than I ever had. Before, I had to meditate 3 to 5 hours a day to enter the theta state and reprogram my mind. Now, all I had to do was watch a 3-minute video and then push play on the audio. My brain was transformed to attract more and more success and to manifest all my desires. My thought elevator system changed my life. I moved my family back to the U.S., where I'm the happiest I've ever been. We recently bought our dream house, and I'm driving the car I always wanted. And when I see something I want to buy, I buy it. I don't even worry about how much money is in my account. I let my accountant handle that. I have the freedom I've always craved. No one orders me around. I work as much or as little as I want. My family life is great, and I can really pursue my passions. But I couldn't keep this to myself. After all, I believe the purpose of manifesting your desires is so you can help others. One day, I noticed a woman in a cubicle doing my old job. She looked just as miserable as I used to be. I talked to her. She said her name was Lisa, and I asked how she liked her job. Lisa put on a fake smile and said she loved it. Come on, I said. You can be honest. Somehow, Lisa decided to open up. She was a single mother, and her ex-husband wasn't paying child support. Her kids fought all the time, and Lisa worked all day. She felt trapped. I have something that might help, I told her. I let her use my thought elevator system. It resculpted her brain, and right away she started attracting success. Her kids started getting along better, and she married her soulmate. Then she got an idea for an online business and was soon able to quit her job. When I saw her last month, she'd bought a new BMW with cash. Lisa couldn't thank me enough. The thought elevator system had forced the universe to send her desires. She asked if she could share it with her friends. I said, of course. Soon, there were dozens of people using thought elevators. One of Lisa's friends became a millionaire flipping real estate. Another finally published her first book. They were all able to enter the theta state and reprogram their minds to attract success. I knew then I had to make thought elevators available, to the world. So I collected 9 of the most powerful of these videos and audios into a series that I'm calling Thought Elevators. They're my lazy man shortcut to transforming your life. I got the word out online, and so far I've sent my thought elevators to 53,758 people all over the world. They're resculpting their minds to stop attracting failure and start attracting success. Now, unlike other programs, Thought Elevators doesn't require any hard work. Other programs make you schedule hours every day to meditate, but Thought Elevators pulls your mind into the theta state without extended meditation. In fact, you don't have to meditate at all. Of course, if you want to meditate, the audios are perfect for deep meditation. Unlike other programs, Thought Elevators automatically reprograms your brain while you're getting ready for the day, while you're driving, eating, or doing whatever. You just have to watch the 3-minute video, then turn the audio on in the background. The theta wave music and the empowering audio will resculpt your brain so you can effortlessly attract wealth and happiness and success. When you download the Thought Elevators package, you'll get all 9 individual thought elevators, including wealth and money. Our attitudes toward money are one of the strongest brainwave patterns formed in our youth, and they can be very hard to break. How we manage our money affects our future wealth. How we perform at our jobs affects our future career prospects. Our brain patterns may be sabotaging us in both cases. This thought elevator is specifically targeted toward changing your attitudes toward money and helping you have the thought patterns that will help advance your career. Relationships. How you relate to friends and family members comes from how you present yourself to them and how you react to them. While it may sometimes seem impossible to have a healthy relationship with our friends and family members, it actually is possible once you change your brain's basic programming. This thought elevator will teach you specific ways that you can change your dialogue with your family, help them appreciate you more, and control your reactions to them. The result will be better, healthier relationships. Your ideal partner. Are you tired of attracting the wrong type of people into your romantic life? Isn't it time you broke free of this pattern and instead attract the type of partners who will make your life better? This thought elevator will help you break the cycle of heartbreak that's been holding you back from your true romantic potential. Health and healing. Do you get sick often? When you get sick or hurt yourself, does it seem like you take longer to heal than most people? The truth is that your brain chemistry is in charge of both your immune system and the way you heal. When you use this thought elevator to create brain alignment, it will suddenly be easy to eat better and stay in shape. You'll get sick less often and recover more quickly when you're hurt. Energy. Do you feel tired all the time? Is it difficult for you to get motivated? This is a common symptom when your brain is not in alignment. But you have the ability deep down inside you to become turbocharged all day long. This thought elevator will tap your deep reserves of energy to always feel focused and ready to embrace whatever the day throws at you. Your ideal weight. Does it seem like you can never achieve or maintain your goal weight? Does your weight yo-yo up and down? Do you lose motivation when you try to diet and exercise? Negative thought patterns can lead you to believe you don't deserve to have a healthy-looking, active body. This self-sabotage has been holding you back your whole life. But the truth is that you do deserve to look and feel great, and this thought elevator can program you to finally get to your ideal weight. Accelerated learning. Do you feel like it takes you a long time to learn new skills? Hey, don't be ashamed, lots of people feel this way. But your brain is a sponge, and you can learn anything you put your mind to. You just have to get rid of the mental blocks that are holding you back from absorbing new knowledge. This thought elevator removes the barriers that are holding you back so you learn more quickly and retain more of what you study. Anxiety and stress relief. The world is a more stressful place than it's ever been before. Sometimes it seems overwhelming, and you can suffer anxiety attacks or feel too stressed out to cope. This thought elevator helps you deal with stress in a positive way, while at the same time relieving anxiety so you feel calm and focused. Business success. Did you know that you can be just as successful in business as you want to be? It's true. The way you present yourself, the choices you make, your power to learn, and how you relate to other people, that determines how far you go in business. But if your mind is not in alignment, you'll sabotage your business success. This thought elevator unleashes your natural talents and makes sure that you go further in your career than you may have thought possible. All you have to do is watch the 3-minute video, then turn the audio on in the background and let the empowering messages and theta state sound waves reprogram your mind. Your subconscious mind will absorb these empowering messages automatically. Your capacity for joy and positivity will increase, and soon you'll be manifesting financial abundance and security. I want you to take a second to imagine what your life will be like once you can effortlessly attract wealth, success, and happiness. No more sleepless nights, tossing and turning while you stress out about paying rent, the family problems, or overall life satisfaction. No more feeling sick to your stomach when you think about your bills piling up or your credit card debt just getting worse and worse. No more fear and regret that you aren't living up to your potential. No more hopelessness when you think of the future, terrified that you'll be alone forever, doomed to ruin every relationship that you have. Imagine what it'll be like to live in the home that you want and drive the car that you want, seeing something you'd like to buy and just buying it because you have the extra money. Imagine loving how you look and feel in your body, turning heads when you walk down the street, your friends jealous about how great you look. Most of all, I want you to imagine how happy you'll feel when your whole life opens up in front of you and you have more time to enjoy your hobbies, pursue your dreams, and spend with your loved ones. More time to find fulfillment.